Alright guys, alright guys. Hey y'all, we here again at Atwood in Mineral City, Ohio. Yeah. Bandit GLAMPOUT 2025. So hey.
I didn't think you were gonna be here.
What's up?
I'm doing the good. Bro, sleep good.
If you hear something, you will forget it.
Good afternoon, or evening, RV Adventure Explorer.
We're going on an adventure.
Yep, we are here at Carolina Pines.
We are Juan and Jennifer, the RV Adventures Explorer.
What you're gonna decide to eat, and we have some salad for you as well. If you do not eat meat, please let them know. So go ahead and enjoy it, and bon appetit.
Okay, I'm taking over for Juan and Jennifer's channel. We're gonna actually make a good video that everyone's, the RV Adventure Explorers, right? Is it Explorers or Explorer?
Explorer. RV Adventure Explorer. I can't believe it.
I like
Depends whether she's on the camera or not.
I like to add the S on the end.
I'm never on camera.
Okay, well, we got Big Beard's batteries. He's got all the, he has batteries, call him. Get your campers on. RV Expensers, Adventure Explorers. I've been drinking.
That could be a text.
And then there's Terry. Terry doesn't have a channel. That's his wife. She don't have no channel either.
Dinner Party Divas.
I don't have a channel. Oh wait, you got Dinner Party Divas. Sorry. Dinner Party Divas. If you saw, they had candlelight hot dogs the other day.
Was that you?
Yeah, that was cute. That's Rochelle. She does fantastic. I don't have a channel. I have a channel, but I don't actually write. I don't actually put anything on it.
You do insurance, if you need RV insurance.
If you need RV insurance, I can do all that. All right, we'll see what happens here. All right, we're gonna get what we get, man. You never know what you're gonna get.
Hey, it's all about editing.
That shit's hard. I can easily get licensed.
We didn't get
You know the problem with licensing? Getting the carriers to don't like it. It is a tough state. It is a tough state.
Thing in the RV that we got from Walmart
But if it's
3 years ago for $100. Yeah. And love it. I love it. We have the purple bed at home, and we've been purple bed fans for a while.
Look, we was about $100 every 3 months.
When we took our 1 year around the country,
22.
Juan, you be getting at it like that?
we took a one.
Bro. Let it go.
She did give him a compliment.
She did.
Channel.
That's what we want to hear.
You can edit that out.
Yeah. That's what we want to hear.
Yeah. But, you know, when we traveled, we had, within 22, we traveled the country, and then it was like 3 months in. That mattress, I don't know, it was fine, but we were just going out every once in a while. But then we ended up like in the center of this. Yeah, no, that's my back was hurting.
The battery you get out of it.
Was that an 8 or a 10?
Matter of fact, I didn't do this. I was beep, they keep shutting off. I didn't know.
It's designed to do this.
Did that season 1 on us? On all the vehicles? Yeah, we lost a lot of footage.
Really?
I didn't even
Well, just let it record. You don't have no footage. You need stuff. Even just B-roll.
This is day one.
Exactly.
You
For as often as he pulls it out.
Like, you're gonna
As
get
often as one,
He's gonna get
he
a lot.
pulls it
For the
out.
record, I like your videos. I like watching.
I like your videos too.
They're better than what they were.
You say eat apples.
They're better than what they were.
tell me that little photo guy or no?
No, he runs around taking pictures of the whole thing.
That's what he just takes pictures.
I think he takes videos too, but I don't know.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, maybe just takes
he'll put
pictures.
together all the pictures,
Pictures, videos,
Yeah, he'll put together a little montage or whatever.
and then he takes their photo.
My studio was for,
Oh, cool.
I think Vivid.
I don't know if he takes a large group photo every year.
The last 2 years he's been
He's actually someone who knows how to use a camera.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Here we go.
I got one.
Where's the on button?
I got a original.
All right, we got it.
Look, I got one original 30 Canon. Cut it on.
You want to leave? What are you gonna do? Go to bed?
That's it. But
She's ready.
It's 7:58, bro. We got more partying. We got more partying to do.
I used to keep up with all that, and I was like, we'll just
Put it on Regis.
Shut up, you know. Yeah.
She's done.
She gets sick when she gets done.
She's done.
When she got
But you had to, you did all that work out there. That took out a lot of energy.
Never ending.
I thought we kind of
Never
showed me
ending
his
saga.
camera. That's all right. So
It's the one time today I was glad I was late.
I was like,
And it was just, I know, I kept looking at him, they were like, we're not getting this here.
You're so right. If nothing was there. And I was set on my camera, it was like 7:20. I'm like, I didn't miss shit. Or 5:20. I'm like, I
I
didn't
know
miss
what Mike, literally answers. Mike always answers. Y'all don't answer. Mike will be like, yeah. So I'm like having a conversation.
If I answer, it's like real quick and I move.
Trust me, if I respond, I didn't read the top 20. I just went through the last 3.
Yeah, that's
I just
him.
responded to some shit.
Juan's not in.
I didn't read the whole thing.
sometimes that ain't Neil's group name.
Juan's not in the group chat at all.
Yeah, sometimes I catch it.
I just found out one had a cell phone. He sent me $40. I'm like, bro, one got a phone number? How do you spell his last name?
I didn't see mine.
Any group
That's why I
chat,
looked at
look
you,
at
I
it
went,
go.
thank you, Rochelle.
It's time for a comedic response.
Yeah.
Bam. There's my contribution.
What I normally do is I shut off notifications to certain groups.
He's the comedian.
Wait, you got a channel, don't you?
Oh yeah,
What's it called?
Gemini on tour.
What do you do on tour?
On tour?
On tour. I'm just trying to make fun of your South Boston accent.
Walk in the bed.
What are you talking about? It's like the pocket
You
lunch
got a
from
funny
earlier.
accent too, though.
I'm from Pittsburgh. Yeah, we're.
Today I'm going to be talking about solar and lithium batteries. So since you're all here, I would presume that maybe you're interested in it. Surely you're not here just to listen to me. So this is what I want to do first. So typically whenever I do any type of program outside the school, there's a lot of information I can provide. I have to condense what I would normally teach in a week down to 1 hour. Right? And so I have my set stuff, and I'm going to go over the 5 major items that you need in order to have a complete solar system. Talk about their benefits and some of the ramifications. I am going to close it a little early, so that way I can field your questions. As an instructor, I'd like to find out the questions that you have, so that way I can field those questions. You are here, you have an interest in this. There's probably a particular item or a subject matter or something that you have a question on. And I don't want to just limit it to what I have on here because it may not field your question. Does that make sense? All right, so I want to, as I said, I want to go over the 5 different things that you need in order to have a complete solar system. So before we get started with solar, this is one of the biggest questions that we get over at Big Beer Battery is, they're calling, I'm interested in solar, what's it going to do for me? Okay? It is hard for me to tell you what you need unless I know what you want to do. So here's what I want you guys to imagine, if you don't mind. Imagine places that you want to go with your RV, but you can't currently do it because you have to take it to an RV park. Okay? Where would you go if you could take your power with you? Where would you stay if you could take everything with you? Now, you already have most of it. You already have a holding tank. You already have water coming in. You already have maybe a battery there. You're just looking for power. Right now, when I'm talking power, you already have your batteries that run your 12 volts. This is going to be your lights, your fire fans. It'll run your thermostat, but it won't run your air conditioner. So if you can take that 120 volt power with you, where would you stay? I still have not been to any mountain range, like the Grand Tetons, anywhere up there yet. But this is what I do know. The closest RV parks are 30, 45 minutes away, and they may be hooked up for a year, so you really have to kind of watch that. The closer you get to the mountains, though, they have a land section off. It's called BLM land, Bureau of Land Management. This is where government lies to us and says this is your land. But as the song goes, the second verse of that is, this is my land too. So you get 2 weeks there for free, and then you got to move. Well, that would be great if you can take your RV, sit in front of the mountains, wake up. You don't even have to walk outside. There's the mountains, right? But you got to have the power with you. What are those things that you want in order to run if you can take your RV anywhere? Some of you, really warm weather RV, you may want to go to the coast. Right? In Texas, we have 60 miles of what I call stupid. This is where you can take your RV and put it on the shore. Right? And it's kind of funny because you can tell the more experienced RVers, they're pretty close to land. So they'll take up the backside first, and then the newer, first timers, they'll come out and say, hey, I want to get closer to the water. They wake up the next morning, they find out they're in the water. So that's why I call it 60 miles of stupid, but it's totally free. You can take your RV out there and sit out there and experience the ocean if you want, right? But it's hot, right? So if you're out there on the ocean, you may have a single air conditioner, and even with a single air conditioner, it may not be comfortable enough. You hear generators all the time, that's a lot of fuel. So this is what I want you to do, is just imagine, where could you go if you were to take your power with you? What do you want to do, right? And then what do you normally need in your RV in order to RV happily, right? What do you need? Some of you do chase 7-degree weather. You don't need much air conditioning. RV has wheels, you RV correctly, you move it based on. Does anyone do that? They'll just chase 72 degrees. Did y'all know you got to do that? In all the outside states, all the way across the United States, following roughly 70-degree weather. How many of you actually just travel wherever you want to go? Just wherever the wind is? Okay. I'm not there yet. I'm jealous. Now, normally in classes that you guys suck. Because you're already there. You live in the dream. We're not there yet. Right? So we're still having to work. Just like coming here, the one thing for us, the reason why we have a solar system, first off, I started teaching this about 7 years ago, and Stephanie came to me because I was already telling her, hey, we're going to put a solar system on the RV. And she's like, I don't want anything to do with it, because if I have to think, count numbers and all this stuff, decide what I can turn on and what I can't turn on, I don't want it. I correctly interpreted that as, okay, we need to put in the biggest system ever. So that way you don't have to think, if there's a light switch, turn it on. Right? And she was fine until she saw the bill. She was upset until maybe the second time we went out. Right? And it totally changed the game for her. Right? And then she goes, okay, I see. Okay. Now, because she likes it so much, she's mad at me. We have land next to the school, and I said, hey, I'm building a solar system, so that way we don't have to use the grid. And she's mad at me because it's not finished yet, right? Because, every once in a while you lose power and everything else. So for us, having the ability to go anywhere, but for us, because when we travel, we got here in 2-3 days. We didn't stop over in Kentucky and found the Bergen Trail, so there was a detour there, which definitely worth it. By the way, I think we are showing our RV. I'm just saying we stopped by the Bergen Trail. There might be a show it takes though. But for us, we can travel down the road. Travel days, for a lot of us. When we're going somewhere it's hot, you don't want to run the generator or anything else. When you finally get to your site, you put your landing gear down, you open up your slides, it's 80 or 90 degrees inside the RV. What if you could travel down the road, regardless of how long the trip is, have your air conditioner on and your refrigerator on, keeping your food cold, right? And that's what a solar system really does for us, right? Now, granted, we can take it anywhere where we can take a 48-foot fifth wheel on a big old 550, right? As long as I got 67 feet, I can take it anywhere, right? So there's all different sizes. So I want you to think about that as I begin to go through the 5 major components, right? So be thinking, okay, where could we go? You know, now I will also say, even though there's a lot of you in here, some of you, this may not be the time for you to do solar yet. You want to find out about it. And I will tell you, RVing is an evolution. How many of you are experienced RVers? You got a few years under your belt. Let me ask you this. Are you RVing a little bit differently than you did the first couple of years? Right? So you may start off, it all depends, right? You may start off something smaller, and you're doing small trips just around the local area, maybe tri-state area, right? And then after a while, you get some season and you're like, okay, you know what? Let's venture off a little bit further, right? So there's an evolution to this. I know solar's not forever yet, right? To me, no just simply means not yet. No means not yet. So it just simply means at some point in your life, you know, if you're getting bored with staying at RV parks and always being tethered in, that's when you start considering this. So let's go ahead and get started. I always like to start from the top down. Well, this solar system. So let's go ahead and start off with the obvious we call solar panels. Now again, the whole concept of a solar system is to get the 120 volts in to run our major appliances, our air conditioners, refrigerators, televisions, space heaters in the winter for you foolish people that like to take your RV up places where it's cold. Makes no sense to me. Thing has wheels, you're not doing it right. Right? If you go south and it's still cold, you haven't went south enough. All right, so it's the major appliances. You know, your lights will still work, the fan will still work, and on some occasions, that's all you need, right? But even with that, everything about solar systems is a supply and demand, right? So I want you to think of, food when it comes to, kind of comparing the solar system. There's no one system. Everyone has their, like I said, certain supply based on your demand. Right now, solar system, that's the supply. The demand is what you want to run. The demand is what you want to run. So if we start with solar panels, of course, take the light, convert it over into energy. Right? Take the light and convert it over to energy. Now, solar panels, when we're looking at power, they actually create DC current, direct current. So that's your DC. That's like batteries. But it's a high volt DC. So I can't take a solar panel or a bunch of solar panels and send it directly to the battery. Too much voltage, too much pressure. I'm going to boil that battery and it's just going to be no good. Solar panels do a couple things for us. They're really the most inexpensive way to supply power back to the rig. Most inexpensive way to supply power back to the rig. However, there's limited time that we get that solar coming in. Because of course, it takes light and converts it over to energy. Solar panels are good for the day, right? They're not so good for the night, right? They do have an added benefit if you do a complete system like this. When it rains, you don't hear it. So if I can convince someone to buy a big system just so they don't hear rain. The problem is when a lot of us, our beds are in the slide outs. So you don't hear it anywhere except for where your head is in the bed, which is in the slide out. So, but they convert the power during the day, right? So I want you to think of solar panels as harvesting that power. This is, again, if we're talking food, hey, let's go to the store, let's get up as much food as we can for this trip, right? Because there's not any stores where we're going, right? So again, supply. Now solar panels, like I said, convert that power over. They're inexpensive. Weight-wise, even though they're pretty large, they're the lightest items. They're the lightest items when it comes to most solar systems. Depending on the size of the panel, they're anywhere from 10 to 70 pounds. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen my rig. It looks something like this, only better. I'm a little biased, right? Everyone thinks they have the best rig, and otherwise, why would you buy it? Right, but it is representative of this. There's 11 panels on this RV, 11, and they're about 70 pounds each. Right, so anywhere from a few pounds all the way to 70 pounds. Okay, weight is an issue when it comes to RVs, especially those of you that foolishly buy Rams because they can't pull. Fords, you about this, you can throw on all the weight you want. It'll do it just fine.
And what do you drive, sir?
You're all laughing, so apparently you all agree with me.
Laughing is real. What do you drive?
No, I guess not. I didn't mean to offend, sir. He's gonna go buy. He's gonna go get a Ford and sell it. Now let's put the solar on. All right, so some limitations, right? Yes, you can get that power in, but your roof is relatively small. Okay. Again, I'm talking about when you're putting in the solar system. That's your supply. That's your supply. So we're going to use terms watts, right? Power. The amount of power that you can harvest, so that way you can use it later on, right? Your demand.
Life is not a burden. Tell them it's a journey. I tried if you're not careful. You play this world and lose the soul you have. Here is knowledge that goes in the world. Won't take care of. You never know what you got till you lose what you got. It's not a burden. No, no, no. It is a trap if you're not careful. You play this world and lose the soul you have. Here is knowledge that goes in the world. Won't take care of. You never know what you got till you lose what you got. Walls cannot help.